It's the ultimate stand-up art, and there's nothing that pushes your mind more than Muay Thai training, in my opinion. It'll really allow you to let out the inner beast, but you also have to be willing to dig deep enough to go there. So it's always working that muscle in the brain. The vibe is go until you die. That's the vibe. Right there. My name is Aneesh Singh. I've been training at 10th Planet Covina for about 3.5 years now. I remember I took a class in college, it was like once a week, but it was always like my favorite day of the week. Damn, this shit is, the feeling I got inside me was just like unmatched. Like when I would leave that class, I always wanted to do more. I think just the endlessness of Jiu Jitsu is the most addictive part. It is just, there are endless pathways to take, and there's, even if you're getting crushed, even if you're getting smashed, there are these little successes that can make you feel good. Obviously in the beginning it's a lot of getting smashed, getting beat by bigger people, smaller people, getting beat by girls, never finding, in the beginning you can never really put things together, but you find these little successes. You kind of see your potential of what the things you're learning could turn into. If you just stick it out, those first few months, if you find the enjoyment in those first few months, which are the hardest months to get through, eventually those little successes turn into real successes. You get your first tap on a move you've been working on. You realize you become the person in the gym who has your own little specialty, and you want to build off of that, and there's always more places you can take it, and at that point it really becomes martial arts at its core. It's truly an expression of yourself through combat, and that bug, that idea of just always building upon this physical expression of art and combat, and slowly turning yourself into a dangerous weapon. It's irreplaceable, really, and it's never ending. The getting smashed, getting beat up is never ending, but then once you get those successes, you find the beauty in both sides. You find the beauty in getting your ass kicked and just feeling helpless with somebody, because oh, that's the level someone can get at. And then you find the enjoyment of being able to do that to someone else who's just walking into the gym for their first day, because that was just you a few years ago. And yeah, having both of those, and then having those back and forths with the people who you've been training alongside since you started, each one of those things is it fulfills all your spiritual needs, I guess. It's an ego crusher, it's a confidence booster at the same time. I think for your jiu-jitsu to work, you have to really block everything out. You have to really just connect to your mind and your movements and your thought process. You can't be thinking about the shitty day you had at work. You can't be thinking about the problems in your relationship, your family problems. If you want your moves to work, if you want your jiu-jitsu to work, you have to just be in the moment, and you have to just focus on the task at hand. Whether you're mounted getting crushed you know, you got to find those little breaths, you know, those little resets to get your mind back into it. Or whether you're like this close to getting a tap and you just have to make those slight adjustments, you have to be focused on the task at hand. And Jiu Jitsu helps you extend that focus, because you feel those moments where, you know, just a little slip up, just a little distraction, just a little bit getting careless, you know, you lose everything. You know, you lose that great setup you did. You know, get tapped because you weren't, you know, paying attention to your defense. And it's really, you know, it's simulated life or death. You know, obviously we're all training partners. We're not trying to hurt each other. We're really respectful to each other's, you know, to each other's bodies and each other's health. But, you know, up until that point where the tap occurs, it can really feel like life or death, and you have to respect that. And the respect for that combative nature really just forces you to just focus in on it. And to me, that's the essence of spirituality, is really just connecting to your presence and the moment at hand. So that's where Jiu Jitsu can really be a spiritual experience.
Dude, Aneesh is so fucking hard to roll with. Oh my God. He trains every day. 4 hours Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu. Keep showing up. He's fast too. Take a look at him. Go.
He's so hard to get. Even when I think I'm this close, his instincts are really good and to get his position back. That's why it's good for us to go with each other, because we start training around the same time. So we're always adapting and adjusting to what we did last time. He got me this time, but there's always tomorrow. Or if we do another roll today, who knows?
I'm too tired, I'm not coming tomorrow.
Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. I might not be doing that, but live by my words, not by my actions. I think good jiu-jitsu is, adaptability. Jiu-jitsu can on the outside look like a very brutish thing, you know, when two people are wrestling and they're like, you know, clashing. But the best jiu-jitsu artists kind of just go with the resistance that's given to them, and they find a way to turn that into their own advantage. So someone may be, you know, heavy pressure, you can use that pressure against them. And vice versa, someone can be very evasive, and you can turn that evasiveness against them and like set them up into a trap. And that level of quickness and adaptability on the spot, I think, is some of my favorite jiu-jitsu to watch, and, you know, kind of what I aspire to be, and what I need to learn to get better at, because I think we can all get into these habits of trying to force certain moves. We want to force our favorite move, but real jiu-jitsu is you know, taking the path of least resistance that's going to put you in an advantageous position. And sometimes trying to force this one move you really want is just going to show all your cards, and that person's going to, you know, try to beat you to not, you know, get caught with that move. And then you kind of fall into this box of being one-dimensional. And I think we can all benefit from, you know, expanding our box and, you know, always looking to be adaptable when we're on the mats. For me, I just hope to can keep myself healthy enough and excited enough to just be training as long as possible and as often as possible, while still, you know, keeping, you know, my body in good health and not burning out. You know, I love coming to as many classes as I can, but every now and then I have to, you know, either take a week off or take it lighter that week so that I can recuperate and enjoy jiu-jitsu again, rather than just like beating my body to a pulp. Just because I feel like I have to be at class. Just because I feel like I have to be at class, right? So that's my goal for jiu-jitsu, is just to do it as much as I can for as long as I can, and just constantly getting better. And not only just getting better, finding better ways to learn as I grow. You know, it's one thing to just keep improving, but can we improve the way we learn so we can improve at even a faster rate? And that's something I hope to always do with my jiu-jitsu journey. As far as the sport itself, I think it's going to take many lanes. You know, I think there are like these different rule sets that will inspire different styles and different philosophies of jiu-jitsu. There's like the EBI rule set, there's the ADCC rule set, and then there's like, you know, like combat jiu-jitsu, MMA style jiu-jitsu. And I think those three things will kind of inspire their own jiu-jitsu philosophies and ideas, and will turn into their own sports, you know, their own like sub-sports of jiu-jitsu. And but for the most part, what I've been seeing is just that the merging of wrestling and jiu-jitsu is just becoming grappling, you know, and that's something that, you know, every day I fucking regret not wrestling in high school, because I realize how important having that wrestling base is to see where jiu-jitsu has progressed to now. And I think that's going to continue to build. Like, it's just going to be jiu-jitsu and wrestling is just going to be grappling, submission grappling. And I think the future is going to reveal more of that.
Cool, it's all survival. He'll, I think a lot of times he puts us in position so we can know how to stay calm and do the right moves when we're in bad positions. So he kind of helps build our confidence that way. Like, and he's the funnest to roll with, because you know you can try things, he's not going to hurt you. He's going to make sure, he's going to lay it on you, but in a way where you can still react knowing the moves that you know. Sometimes we're just his practice dummy, but a lot of times he's specifically working things that he thinks we've been drilling a lot, to see how we can implement it, to see if it's sharpening up or if we need more time. And he'll let us know right after the roll what we need to work on. So it's always that roll like that can bring out the best in you if you take it, if you go into it with a positive mindset. So, love it. Exhausted though. And he's not even breathing at me.
So Muay Thai I never even knew I was gonna do when I first joined, but while I was signing up for my membership, I was watching the Muay Thai class take place. And Kui told me, like, you have access to all the Muay Thai classes as well. And I'm all like, during my teenage years, I was actually more attracted to striking. You know, I tried to do as much, you know, boxing at home as I could. Obviously, I come from a traditional Indian background where they don't want us doing any combat sports, so I would just put up a mattress on the wall and just punch it to, you know, get some boxing workout in. But when I saw the Muay Thai class taking place, it just looked so fun and so, and it would really complete that idea I was talking about earlier about being, you know, turning your body into a weapon. You know, Jiu-Jitsu will be the ground martial art, but I would want to have the ultimate stand-up martial art too. So a couple weeks into doing Jiu-Jitsu, I just hopped into the Muay Thai class, and just like Jiu-Jitsu, the first few weeks are really brutal on the body, but in a different way. You know, you're breaking your shins in, you know, you're hitting your foot on people's elbows, you know, or hitting the pad with your foot instead of your shin, and you're just getting bruised up everywhere. So Muay Thai was brutal in its own way, but addictive in its own way as well. Jiu-Jitsu, I started competing pretty early on. I think about 6 to 8 months into it, I took my first Jiu-Jitsu competition, and
my first bronze. I've only gotten gold and silver before. It is what it is.
Competition caught me by surprise as far as the intensity of it right away. You know, I was so used to how rolling felt on the mats, but it took that first competition. I remember it took a lot. It took a lot out of me as far as like adapting to the intensity of how hard people are going at you, but it also opened up a lot of ideas, and that's one thing I think competition really does. It reveals your game. It reveals what's working. It reveals what's not working. It also reveals what your game is like to somebody who doesn't train with you, which I think is one of the most important things we can get. The people we're on the mats with, you know, every day, they're training with you every day. So they adapt to your game. They know which parts of your game to avoid and where your weaknesses are. When you compete, it is just, you have no idea what their game is. They have no idea what you're like, and you're just gonna go and figure it out. So competition really helped me grow, especially jiu-jitsu competition. It really helped me grow to just, it's like a complete mirror to what my game is. And every time I've competed, even though those first 30 seconds I absolutely hate, every time I've competed, I've had the thought, why the hell am I here? Why am I doing this? You know, this feeling sucks. But learning to work through that helps me, you know, everywhere in life. So I'm grateful to the competitions, both the wins and the many losses I've had. And Jiu-Jitsu got me into competition. I didn't do much sports growing up, so Muay Thai it's a little different. I waited about 2.5 years to compete in Muay Thai, and it's a different kind of intensity than I'm used to as far as, you know, sparring, you know, in the gym. So it also you know, that's something I had to adapt to, and I'm still adapting to. I've only had 3 Muay Thai competitions so far, so I'm still learning how to find my groove in Muay Thai competition. I think I'm not a very natural competitor. You know, I don't feel my best when the pressure's on during a competition setting. What that means, I have to do more of it, and I have to learn to merge how I feel on the mats here to make that feel almost identical with how I feel in a competition setting. Just always seek to do something that is a little bit outside of your lane, outside of your box. It's really easy for us to get comfortable in our routines, and I think when, you know, we force ourselves to just move a little bit outside that box, or try something slightly new, you can open up whole new worlds and whole new identities within yourself. You know, me just fucking trying a jiu-jitsu class, you know, randomly, it just led to me, you know, changing a whole aspect of my life, you know, for better or worse. But I think when you really just believe in the idea of continual growth, like we're never set in one place, I think it leads to a happier life. And you know, we can all get stuck in a rut. It's not about shaming yourself if you get stuck in a rut. It happens to everyone, you know, and we can be, you know, great in one area of our life and, you know, kind of stuck, you know, going through the motions in another area of our life. And I think to live a good life is just to, you know, balance out everything, you know, try to find the things we're best at in this life and apply it to everywhere else in our life. And I think that will hopefully lead to more consistent happiness. You know, you're never happy all the time, but if you can find more moments throughout your days where you're more happy than not happy, I think, you know, that's a good way to live a life.
It's tough. He keeps going. Even when you feel like you're safe, he keeps pushing. He tries to find more angles. It's tough to guard, but it helps build up your guard. You did a good job.
Come train at 10th Planet Covina. It's a great experience, and the people here are awesome. And one thing I do want to add is community is important. So I think 10th Planet Covina taught me that it's not just about training, it's about finding a group of people you can grow and bond with. So whether it's jiu-jitsu or anything else in life, surround yourself with good people and you'll be happy.